excited today because I have the amazing opportunity to interview my good friend, Dr. Dick Walker. We met, I think, Dick, was it like in 2016? I
That's
had
probably
just,
about right.
yeah,
Hmm.
I had just joined, and you had co-created a program with one of our closest friends, Jerry White, and you called it Task Force to Bronze, and you selected, I think it was a dozen people throughout North America who had just joined the ASEA business, and for whatever reason, you saw some potential in us. And we would meet every Sunday night. And I'm the only person on the East Coast. So it was midnight Sunday night every week for 12 weeks. And you paired us up with other people. So I got to be the accountability partner for Donalyn Dominguez, who is now triple diamond in our company, business builder of the year. And what an amazing experience that was because you and Jerry were just such great coaches, and you would give us these hoops that we would have to jump through each week, these calls to action, and then you would provide all this great training. So I am forever grateful to you because you have really elevated the me and the trajectory of my business. So thank
Great.
you so much. And and allow me to introduce everybody to you. So you are Dr. Dick Walker, a board certified physician, and your specialty for decades was emergency medicine and internal medicine. And you're a legend in our company, which is ASEA, and ASEA is widely recognized as the global leader in cellular health. And we are the only company in the world, a biotech research company, that has figured out how to stabilize redox signaling molecules. And some fun facts about you, if I remember correctly, you were on two expeditions as the team doctor up Mount Everest. And then I
Mhm.
think you also trekked across Antarctica. And I think my favorite fun fact about you is that you and your beautiful wife, Nancy, used to have an alpaca farm. Is that right?
We did. At one
Is that
point, we
right?
had over 100 alpacas.
Amazing. So, welcome and thank you. And so, Dick, can you please just tell us what are redox signaling molecules?
Absolutely. Well, I like to describe redox signaling molecules. Number one, they're high energy molecules that are made in every cell of your body, and the CIA has fortunately figured out how to duplicate that in their production facility. And what they do is they're really the language of our cells. They communicate both within our cells so that our cells can do what they were designed for and intend to do. Cells do different things. I mean, a heart cell does something different than a liver cell or a brain cell, but they all have a job to do. And these redox signaling molecules activate the pathways that are necessary to perform those functions. But they also, and this is probably the most interesting for most of us, especially if we have any health challenges, is that they also detect and then orchestrate the repair mechanisms necessary to fix cells that have developed problems. So they help cells do what they are intended to do. They help maintain the health of those cells, and then they orchestrate, turn on the switches that are necessary to repair a cell when something is going awry in those cells. So they're very, very important at the foundation of cellular health.
Amazing. And if people were to get a bottle of this stuff, we have different versions. There's the drink that heals you from the inside out on a systemic level. We've got the gel, which is topical, that's more concentrated, heals you from the outside in. But if you look at the ingredients, people might be like, hey, this is salt water. Could I make this in my kitchen sink? What would you say to that?
I would say that don't bother even trying because you can't. Your every cell in your body knows how to make it, but mixing it up in the kitchen sink would be problematic because the process involves some electricity, and you might just electrocute yourself if you didn't know what you were doing. What's interesting is that people confuse the word ingredients with contents. And so the ingredients that go into making redox signaling molecules are very simple. It's very pure water and very pure sodium chloride. Uh, but the contents are what's in the bottle after it's gone through the manufacturing process to create a mixture of redox signaling molecules. So it's no longer salt water. It's kind of like if you buy or if you make a cake, the ingredients are flour, water, milk, or whatever, eggs, whatever goes into making cake. I don't know. It's been years since I even thought about making one. But those are the ingredients. But you're not eating the ingredients. You don't buy a cake for the ingredients. You buy it for the finished product. And so what the contents of that bottle are is a mixture of these redox signaling molecules that are native to your body, but manufactured through a patented process by ASEA. So it's we get that question all the time, and that's I think what confuses people about what's in our big blue bottle. So that's a great question.
Thank you. And that was a great explanation. And now I imagine this is going to be my favorite part of the interview. Could you please tell me what is your ASEA story? How did you get introduced to this?
What's interesting, I sort of stumbled on it because I had some health challenges that really I know a lot about helping the human body to fix itself, and I actually have a master's degree in preventive medicine. But I had some nagging challenges that were really the consequences of some injuries that I got from climbing. And I also had some issues with my blood pressure. I was on 3 or 4 different medicines for that. And I was also really searching for something that could help my wife, Nancy, who had come down with a syndrome that caused her to ache all over. She had really chronic fatigue. And this was a woman who was really a go getter until whatever it was that caused this. And so I was always on the lookout for something that might help that as well. And I stumbled into this science of redox and redox signaling, but nothing that I read in the scientific literature told me that there was a way to supplement with these. In fact, it didn't seem like there would be. And then a friend of mine, Jerry White, who we were just talking about, called me up one day and he said, and we'd had some conversations about redox science and wouldn't it be nice if, and he called me up and he said, there's a company out in Utah that claims to be making a redox signaling supplement. And I said, wow, maybe we should go take a look. And we were out there the week or so later, and I got really excited about it. It sounded great. The science looked good, and admittedly, we didn't have anywhere near the science end that we do now. But I bought some and took it home, and Nancy reminded me that a friend of hers, Denny Robinson, who most of your viewers probably are familiar with, she had brought a case of ASEA over to our home several months before that and asked Nancy to try it. And it just sat in a corner in the office because she took a sip and it tasted terrible and she never tried it again. She had actually asked me to taste it. I'd done the same thing. I smelled it, tasted it, said it tastes like chlorine. How could that help anybody? And we just weren't ready. And so then after I learned more about it, I came home and I said, that stuff that's sitting over in a corner, I think we should start drinking it. And we did. And the first thing I noticed is that I just had a lot more get up and go. I'm an exercise fanatic because I was always trying to stay in shape so I could go climb another mountain. And I didn't want to get caught because these expeditions would come up and, somebody would call you and say, hey, do you have this month off? Can you go here to climb that? And if I could get off work, I would go, but you needed to be in really good physical shape to do that kind of thing. So I was always exercising, running, a lot of running and biking. And I started doubling my workouts and feeling great about it. I thought, wow, there's something going on here. Nancy started responding in a really great way. And so that got me excited enough to start recommending it to other people who I was an ER doc, so I didn't really work this into my ER practice, but I had a group of people that were asking me questions about prevention and about natural things because they knew that I was into that. And so I started recommending ASEA to many of them, and lo and behold, the vast majority of them were getting great results. So at about that time, and I hadn't really looked into the business at that time, but Jerry called me up and he said, "Hey, you're earning some money in ASEA. Do you want to take a look at that?" And that led to, oh yeah, this is pretty great. I can make money by helping people in a different way than going into the hospital and working nights and all that kind of stuff. And so that's what got me excited about the business model because, as a doctor, you can't leverage your time. If you're not busy seeing patients, you're not making a living. But with ASEA, I realized I could just recommend that folks try this. They got it directly from ASEA. It didn't cost me anything, but I got a little bit of income when they consumed it. So that I thought that was a great business model, and so jumped in, started doing the business. Next thing you know, we were moving up. I was bringing more people in, and here we are, triple diamonds. And so it's been a great experience. I remember when we did that bronze base camp thing with your team, and it was fun helping other people to introduce this to other people. And really, that's all the business model is person to person recommending ASEA. So
Amazing. Awesome. And if you could, for someone who's starting out and doing an ASEA business, if you could offer one piece of advice, what would that be?
I would say take this seriously. This is a very incredible scientific discovery that this company has made in terms of how to make and stabilize these molecules. And it's the stabilization that's really the key part that ASEA has added to this because these molecules that are made in your cells are very fleeting. I mean, they last for a few seconds is it, and then they're used up, where the ASEA molecules last long enough for your body to use them for this crucial signaling process that's so important. And there's nothing else like it out there. No other company can make these and stabilize them, and I doubt that anybody else ever will because it's so devilishly difficult to stabilize these molecules. So take it seriously because you've stumbled or been introduced to something that's pretty amazing in terms of technology. And when you've got a unique resource like that wrapped into a corporate structure that is second there to none, the corporate people are great. And the business model is fantastic because all you've got to do is go to your neighbor, friend, family, whatever, and say, "Hey, are you hurting anywhere?" "Oh yeah, well try this," and put Redox Gold on them, and it just works, 95% of the time within a very short period of time to alleviate the discomfort, really in just about any area of the body. So we have a tool here that can really help a lot of people attached to a business model that can also help people to put more freedom into their life, do things that they maybe could never afford before. Uh, I've traveled a ton more through ASEA than I ever did before. I mean, I would go on expeditions, but Nancy and I have been on award trips and business trips, and it's just been a fantastic lifestyle that the ASEA business has afforded us. So if you love this product, start talking to people about it because then you'll realize how easy it is to build this business because it really is just word of mouth marketing. And with the Redox Gold, what I challenge new people to do is just take those sample tubes and try it on 10 people because well over half of them are going to look at you and say, "What's in this stuff?" And then you can tell them, or you can get them watch a video or get them on a three-way call, explain it to them. And most of the time, you're going to at least get a customer out of that. And for people who are prone to like to tell people about things, you're going to get some associates out of it. So I would just take that Redox Gold as a leader and use that because you're going to get people noticing things. It takes, 30, 60, 90 days for people to realize that the molecules are working with the drink. Works from the first sip that they take, but that doesn't mean that they're going to recognize the benefits. It takes some time with that, but with the Redox Gold, it's pretty darn quick. And I just love that product because it's a really quick way when somebody says, well, how do I know this will do anything? How do I know it works? Just ask them where they hurt and rub some Redox Gold on it. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to have a product experience right there. So I would recommend take this product seriously, take this business seriously, and go out and help some people. And next thing you know, you're going to have a business working for you, and then you can start enjoying the benefits of our incredible business model as well.
I love that. Yeah, I am a huge fan of our business model. I love to go to bed at night and I wake up and the first thing I do is look into my back office, the virtual office, and I'm like, "Ooh, I made this much money while I was sleeping." And
And
also,
you got some new people, right?
yeah, that's it. We're in, is it 35 countries right now?
Yep.
I,
35 countries, 20 some distribution centers around the world. When you and I got started, it was a much different company, much smaller. It really has grown into a world-class company. Yep.
awesome. So now, supposing we've piqued somebody's interest who's watching this, what's a call to action? Where do they go from here?
Number one, I would make sure that they get the information they need to understand what this is, and that by that I just mean send them some videos. We do most of our business through videos. I love the Genesis video. I like the Discover Redox videos that Alan Noble has. Send them a tool. Say, well, what I would do is ask them if they're interested in more information. And if they say yes, then send them some information. But once they get informed, and they don't need to have a college degree in redox, they just need to understand that this is something that's safe and effective, that it works. And then, give them three choices. Would you like to get some of this and use it for yourself to see what it's going to do for you? If they say yes, then do they want to be a preferred customer or do they want to be an associate? So if I would ask them now, if it works for you and you like this, do you think you'd be talking to other people about it? And if they say, oh yeah, heck yes, then that's somebody who I think would best come in as an associate. If they say, no, I just want to use it for a while and see what it does, then that person is telling you that they want to be a preferred customer. Don't try to make a customer into an associate until they're ready. But by all means, if you're ready, get some of this product and try it. If you're at the point where you already think that you're going to be sharing this with people, then come in as an associate. There are certain benefits to doing that because you can get some discounts on your initial product and earn what we call loyalty rewards points, which I can explain to you if you're interested in that. And so if you want to do that, let's get you going as a preferred customer or as an associate. If you're not really interested at this time, would it be okay if I contact you in a month or two? Because I'm sure there's going to be more news about what we have, and there's going to be new products. There's a convention coming up. When I get home, I can explain some of that new stuff to you. If they say yes, then just drip on them. Just send them new information as time goes on, and a lot of them are going to come around and want to try this product eventually as well. So just be in the moment, work this intentionally, and you will be successful as a business builder. But definitely at least get some products at this time and get these on and in your body so you can see what redox molecules can do for you.
Yay. I love how you said you don't need a college degree in redox. You guys, you actually can get a college degree in redox now. The science is real. I believe in the field of redox, I think is it 6 Nobel Prizes that exist, and yeah, the top leading universities. You can major in redox. Very
You
exciting.
can. Yep, you can. And when I went through school, they didn't even know what these molecules were. So,
Mhm.
yep, it's
Well,
amazing.
yeah. Dr. Dick Walker, thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you. I am honored to connect with you, and I will see you in a few weeks in Cancun.
Looking forward to it. It's great chatting with you.
Thanks for everything.
Bye bye.
Bye.